Hey everybody, Nightmare on Kelp Street here, and today I'm going to be talking about my current favorite and least favorite album of the year, at least so far. We're now roughly 2 months into the year in 2025. I've been loving a lot of things that have come out this year. There are a few things that came out that I'm not going to touch in depth on yet, just because when I started my new job, I don't have the time to make shorts as frequently as I was this past year. But I am going to be making main channel videos more often, so in lieu of shorts, I'm going to be popping out kind of more impromptu main channel videos, just to, just kind of feed the channel and, get some more ideas on. Even if it's like a 8-minute, 10-minute video or something, I'm going to get something out for the fans, so I really appreciate you. If you're new here and you've clicked on this video just because of the title or something you're interested in, like through the thumbnail, then my name is Nightmare on Kelp Street. I typically cover newer music, things that come out post-2020s, typically things that come out this year, usually, because I follow a lot of newer music, as in the current year music. But yeah, I cover new music. I do kind of reviews on it, talk about what I'm listening to, field suggestions from the audience, whether it be new or old. I cover most audience suggestions, so I highly suggest commenting what you're listening to or what you like right now, because I'll probably end up covering it at some point. So yeah, remember to like, comment, subscribe if you like this video, and I would like you to comment, either something in the gauge of what the topic of the video is about or what you're listening to now. Those are the two best comments I'd have. But I really appreciate everybody who's been sticking around. I got a new subscriber recently, which is nice. With the hiatus between videos, I wasn't expecting that, but I really appreciate it. And I would like to get to 100 subscribers for the end of the year, and I have a lot of friends who are helping me get there, so I really appreciate y'all for helping me kind of do that push. So today, I wanted to start with my least favorite of the year so I can end on my favorite of the year so far. And I'm going to go kind of into a re-listen of both of these today to kind of field out while I'm editing if I feel this way still. But I'm going to guess by the time I finish editing that I will still feel the same way about them. My least favorite of the year so far that I started but did not finish, and that's why I want to give it another shot, but I doubt I'm going to finish it the second time round, is Tyga's new album, NSFW. And I made it about 3 or 4 songs in. Heard Snoop Dogg in the intro, which I thought was funny, but just could not get into it. I was at work, so, wasn't giving my full attention, things like that. But typically for artists like Tyga, like Ty Dolla $ign, stuff like that, giving them full attention only lessens my liking for it. So if I wasn't giving it full attention and I didn't like it, that tells me a lot. It just was too stale, and I felt this way for a while with Tyga. Even for some of his biggest hits, Rack City Bitch, Rack City Bitch, that he's very background music type artist, and that's okay. But when his even background noise level of songs to me doesn't fit, that's not a good sign that this album's gonna be good. He's also kind of aligned with many rappers I follow, or that I see online, that are just very blatantly kind of misogynistic in the lyrics, and I try to lean more away as I get older to following so many artists that are like that blatantly, because it's just I don't want to reinforce that in my casual listening. I want to give myself material that makes me feel good about what I'm listening to lyrically. So there are a lot of artists I've been slowly cutting out from my repertoire over the years, where I'm like, well, I like some of their songs, but if they're blatantly always saying shit about women like this, then I'm gonna cut it. And that's okay. People grow and people change, and that's one change about me that I really like. And I like, as I get older, kind of dissecting and being more of a lyrical and production heavy type listener, rather than just engaging on a surface level with music. And if you're a type of person in the audience who does just engage on a surface level with most music you listen to, that's okay. There's a reason why I started this channel, is that I felt like there are other people out there who don't follow newer music, or would be interested but don't want to go look it up themselves. They don't have the time to through work or whatever other means. So I wanted to also create this channel as a way of curating music from one queer person to other queer people, or other straight or cis people, just whoever's following, that I can help out and assist in that process of kind of filtering through newer music that comes through that I'm like, well, this was bad, but this was pretty good. And that's one here where I'm like, I'll give it a second shot today. I'll see how far I get. I might put an edit in here showing what track I made it to on my second attempt. But if my first attempt just came up dry in the first 3 or 4 songs, I doubt I'm gonna like it in the second attempt. So I kind of stuck it as my least favorite of the year, because I doubt I'm ever gonna finish this album. My favorite of the year, however, I haven't got to talk a lot about because I was kind of waiting to do my in-depth kind of dig into it while I was at home and watch all the music videos now they're all out, is the new Weeknd album, Hurry Up Tomorrow. And while long, I will agree with my wife on this point. I showed it to her and she's agreed it's a little too long. It's about an hour and a half long or so, hour 40 I think. It's a gorgeous, beautiful album. The production really ties it all together with me, with like the first damn near 5 or 7 tracks all kind of just flow together and you kind of forget you're listening to a longer album. Like, it just kind of rides through to me. And then the second half just gets even better. I feel like as I go through this album, and I've got my second full re-listen to it recently, it just continues to grow on me in ways that I really didn't expect. Like, I really loved After Hours. I liked Dawn FM, but it wasn't like my favorite out of the Weeknd's albums. And I think I'm growing to really like this one, like probably more than Dawn FM. Which is surprising to me, but I'm really digging it, you know? I'm going to go into listen to this today as well, kind of give my edited notes here. But genuinely, I feel like this is my favorite album of the year, and it's currently been in a half and half tie between this album and FK Twigs Do Sexua. Just in the current day and in the current mood in the past few days, I feel like I've been revisiting the Weeknd's album more, so I feel like that's where I currently stand. Maybe on a revisit of Eusexual, it'll click with me again, but I don't know what recently has been holding me back from it. I guess it's just because it's a very quiet, very, very high-pitched singing voice, very more slow-down, somber album, whereas the Weeknd album is more like, it's, you know, it's R&B, it's singy, it gets more upbeat, it goes up and down, it goes highs and lows. The one critique of it that Jenny, my wife, mentioned to me recently, and I agree with, is that the only thing that doesn't make the Weeknd album her favorite of the year to her yet is that the Weeknd himself is like too samey. Like, when she listens to his music, and I kind of agree in some of his albums, he doesn't really change up the style enough where like somebody who's not already a fan isn't engaged. And I hope that makes sense, but it makes sense to me, so I figured it makes sense to somebody else in the audience that, like, yeah, he's not a very versatile type artist, is he? He kind of makes the same types of songs throughout each album, and that's okay. They're like kind of Michael Jackson pop, R&B pop type songs, but I would like to see him eventually maybe kind of diversify from the style he's been doing for the past like 7-9 years. I'd like to see the Weeknd kind of venture into a genre he hasn't done before. Yeah, but where I'm currently at with him, he's done it for so long, I kind of doubt he ever will. So I'll accept the good where I have it and accept the highlights where I have them. Soon, what I'm also going to do a re-listen to this album was that my wife wanted me to pick out the top like 5 or 7 tracks from the album and like send it to her to be like, you know, just give me the highlights and I'll be fine with that. I don't need to listen to the full hour and a half again. And I was like, I don't blame you. You know, for a playlist, I'll throw you my highlights and then you go from there. But yeah, that's my highlights and lowlights currently of the year in 2025 as of February 15th. I know I'm a little late to this, but happy Valentine's Day to everybody who celebrates. I kind of got my nails done as a in the past hour or so as like a delayed celebration of that. So yeah, I really appreciate everybody who's been sticking around on the channel. This is of course going to be another kind of little shorter video, but you know, I was just thinking about what my favorites are and what I've been listening to recently in the year has been, and I really wanted to kind of bring that to the channel. And I'm thinking about it, really inspired by it. I'll have another video at the end of the month giving my month wrap-ups of everything I listened to again. And I eventually want to do a in-depth video on the Weeknd's trilogy of albums, which I talked about in another video, but I still have my ideas. I'm kind of drafting that out. So I just want to let the audience know that I'm still working on that. It just might take a little longer to draft out like all my ideas of, now that we have the full trilogy of After Hours, Dawn FM, and Hurry Up Tomorrow, I wanted to kind of go through all 3 and then get my thoughts on all 3. Kind of like how I did with the Dance Gamma Dance video, where I reviewed every Dance Gamma Dance album. Which, if you know, it's a lot. I wanted to listen to them all, and then all 3 of them, and then kind of measure out like how I feel like they fit into a trilogy, and how rewatch the music videos, see how I think the themes fit together and things like that. But otherwise, we're reaching the end of the video. I really appreciate you all. I love you, my kelpies. If you celebrate Valentine's Day, eat some sweets, hang out with your loved ones. If you don't have a loved one, then treat yourself, and remember that it's also a day to give yourself some self-love. And I know for a lot of masculine presented people, or very like very masculine type people, that they're like, oh, you know, self-care and self-love is something that's like, it's weak to cry and take care of yourself and give love to yourself like that, or go out to eat for yourself or things like that. And I'm here to tell you that while I present both masculine and feminine, that it's not weak to love yourself, and it's okay that if you don't have a partner right now, and like through Valentine's Day and over this time, that it's okay to give yourself love, and especially for other queer people online and in person, I know, and especially other trans people and non-binary people in my life, genderqueer, gender fluid people. It's been a very hard time recently with the Trump administration. So I wanted to put this as a notice in the video that I'm here, I support you, I love you, I stand in solidarity with you, and regardless of what types of actions or laws or anything else come into play throughout the coming years, we will be okay as long as we stick together as a community, and as long as all people of minorities stand in solidarity with each other, because going into this Trump administration, there's going to be disenfranchisement of queer people, of colored people, of Hispanic people, especially due to all his border laws and all these ICE raids that have been going on coming into the year, for working class people, because groceries are going to start going up, and gas has been low now, but it's going to start going up in the coming years. I kind of see the influx of the rise of prices on things just kind of slowly coming. So I just wanted to finally kind of give a more serious notice to the end of one of these videos to let you know that I stand in solidarity with you, and I love you. And even if you're not a part of the minority communities I'm part of, like if you're not queer, if you're not trans, I still stand in solidarity with you in the struggles you have right now. So I really appreciate you watching, and I look forward to seeing you in another video. Bye-bye.